Good afternoon, Mets fans, and welcome to a overdue edition of Driving with Mr. Met, a hits-filled edition of Driving with Mr. Met, a home run-filled edition of Driving with Mr. Met. Since I last spoke with any of you, it was Sunday night, late after the Marlins game, and a victory. And the Mets bats woke up in Philadelphia, as they tend to do. The Mets victorious in the last two games. The Monday night game was a close game, 4-3. And last night's game was anything but close, 14-4. No complaints from this guy. The Mets bats are alive, and leading the charge is Jay Bruce. So I think I was the one to call it, that Jay Bruce was going to have a monster year. And 1 week into the season is early to say he's having a monster year, but thus far he's having a monster year. Bruce has been probably the most consistent presence in the Mets offense aside from Asdrubal Cabrera. But before we talk about the bats and the home run barrage of last night, I want to talk about the pitching performances from Jacob deGrom and Matt Harvey. First, deGrom on Monday night pitched a game reminiscent of the game he pitched in the NLDS Game 5 in 2015, where he clearly did not have his best stuff, but he, being the type of guy and the type of pitcher that he is, was able to gut it out, dig down deep, and again, despite not having his best stuff, give the team the length that they needed to extend the game, keep the team in the game, and eventually get the team a win, although he didn't earn a win. Last night was Harvey Day, and Matt, for the second straight start, looked very good. Again, not the dominant Dark Knight of 2013, not the Dark Knight Returns of 2015, perhaps the Dark Knight Rises in 2017? I don't know. But Matt looked good, gave us all a scare with that little slip-up on first base, but according to the post-game presser, he's fine. He will make his next start. Being that the game was a blowout, there was no reason to take a risk and leave him out there and chance the potential further injury. So the pitching performances were very nice. The bats were extremely nice, particularly last night. Interesting statistic, which I just didn't believe until I went and actually looked it up, but the third time last night in franchise history that the Mets hit 7 home runs in a game. And that's happened 3 times total, once last night, once last year, and once in 2006. And in all 3 occasions, the Mets were playing the Phillies, and the game was being played at Citizens Bank Bandbox, or Citizens Bandbox Park, or whatever you want to call it. The Mets clearly like to play in Philly. They've won 17 of their last 21 series against the Phillies, including this one, and the rubber game is tonight, of course. So we'll see Zach Wheeler take the mound. Zach looking to rebound from a very shaky first start against the Marlins. I'm sorry, against the Braves, excuse me. No, it was the Marlins. I'm sorry. It was the Marlins. My bad. The Marlins offense is potent, and I made that comment a couple of times last week. They have a really good offense, and I think that Zach will benefit from facing a offense that is not quite as potent in the Phillies' young team. So I think, and I hope, that Wheeler is able to have a good performance tonight, that he's able to get some distance and find a put-away pitch. And if he can't, then he's got to start to pitch to contact. He's got to start doing what deGrom does when he knows he doesn't have his best stuff. Pitch to contact, trust your defense behind you. That's what Zach needs to start doing. And I hope that he does that tonight. So we'll be watching closely to see if Zach can rebound. We'll also be watching closely at Michael Conforto leading off tonight. Interesting lineup construction, but Conforto will play center field. I didn't get to read the details, but I think Granderson is day-to-day. I think I saw a blip about that. Hopefully it's nothing major with Curtis, but with the outfield logjam being what it is, perhaps having an injury to one of those guys, especially with Lagares close to coming off the DL, might not be the worst thing in the world. It might work itself out. And having these guys go up and down throughout the course of the season as it ebbs and flows, the Mets have the depth to deal with that. And hopefully Conforto is able to play a decent center field. I noted the other night that he's not a center fielder. I still believe that, but hopefully he can play a decent center field in Citizens Bank Park. So until tomorrow, when we talk about the results of tonight's game, thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Mr_Met. And as always, let's go Mets.